So what's happening, people? It's me again, Courtney, doing my MMA predictions. This time it's for UFC 136, Edgar versus Maynard 3, un, deux, trois. This will take place on Saturday, the 8th of October, 2011 at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. But if in the UK, it is on at 2 a.m. on ESPN UK. The card looks really good. I'm very excited for this, you know. I'm quite excited for this card. There's some decent fights up and down from the Facebook fights, the Spike card to the main card. All fights are decent. One fight I wasn't particularly bothered about was the Dave Herman and Mike Russo fight. I'm not really bothered that got scratched from the card, to be honest. Although Dave Herman did get fight of the night against his fight against John Olaf Enimo. I can't remember what UFC it was anyway, but that fight grates on me a bit because Olaf Enimo hadn't fought in nearly 4 years or 5 years, and then straight into the UFC like that. It's a fight, and I think he's still signed with the UFC. I don't know how that happened. Some people work a long time, have got win records, have to build up their record before they go in. He ain't fought for nearly 5 years and he gets in. I don't understand. But anyway, that's another matter. But yeah, this card looks really good. And battle highly at that fight. But we have Namfan versus Leonard Garcia instead, which is more exciting in my opinion, and probably in most other people's opinion as well. But anyway, I'll start at the bottom of the main pay-per-view card, or what I think is the main pay-per-view card, and I went way up. Possibly the first fight on the pay-per-view, Leonard Garcia versus Namfan. Leonard Garcia, 5'9", he's got a 15-7-1 record. Everyone knows about Leonard Garcia, the bad boy. He's very wild with his punches, but he's tough. He's got a good chin. He will try stuff out. He will take a shot to give a shot. He's one of those guys that will just take it on the chin and try to throw back as hard, even with broken hands. His last fight was a loss against Chang Sung Jung, and that was via the Zombie Twister. Actually, when I was watching the fight, I thought to myself, he could do the Twister. And he did it. But yeah, I was jumping up and down like a nutcase when I seen that. But yeah, Leonard Garcia, his last 5 fights, he's had 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. But he's fighting Namfan. Namfan is an Ultimate Fighter vet. I'm not seeing this guy fight in the UFC. I'm sure I've seen him fight in like Elite XC or was it Strikeforce? I can't remember. I should have watched the last fight between these two, but I haven't. I've been really busy with work and whatever. Hold on a minute. Let me just check something. I have seen this guy fighting. I'm just trying to think where it is. Yeah, it was in Strikeforce. I've seen him fight. But yeah, I can't remember too much about the fight, but I think he's pretty good, These two fought last time. Leonard Garcia won by a controversial decision. Namfan, 5'6", got a 16-9 record. Pretty good, I think. He lost his last fight against, I think it was Mike Brown. I think, yeah. But anyway, for this match, purely because I haven't seen Namfan fight, and Leonard Garcia, I think he's got more, I'm picking Leonard Garcia to win. By a proper decision, or actually knocking Namfan out. Next on the main card is Melvin Guillard versus Joe Lauzon. Melvin Guillard has got a 29-8-2 record. This guy's 5'9". I'm sure he's not even that old. He was 25, 26. He had a load of fights, man. Very heavy hands, very good stand-up. Obviously, he doesn't like to go to the ground. I'm gonna say this. He's got explosive power. He's athletic. Some people know what that means. But his ground games are weak, man. He'll get back up. He'll just keep getting back up. He'll disengage you when he gets clinched as well. He finishes a lot of fights though, His last fight was a win against Shane Roller by KO. And he's on he's like one of his last 5 fights. I'm not sure how many on a streak he's on or not. But his fight against Evan Dunn, I picked Evan Dunn to him. I thought Evan Dunn would take him down, He didn't even get a chance, he just got battered. But he's fighting Joe Lauzon. He's got a 20-6 record, he's 5'9". Joe Lauzon's got decent hands. His submission game is really good, so this is a case of striker versus grappler. he's a finisher by submission as well. His cardio since he's come. What was the fight I seen? I haven't watched his last fight, but his fight against Sam Starr didn't look too good, and that was when he come off his injury. But I think he's been injury free, so cardio should be good. His last fight was a win against was it Kurt or Carl Warburton. His last 5 fights, he had 3 wins and 2 losses. Last time I picked the grappler to win, but this time I'm talking Melvin Guillard. I'm on that hype chain, Guillard, if he wins this fight, he's in title contention, contender status. He's got to fight someone like Clay Guida, who is the other? Clay Guida, Ben Henderson. That little clip just there. He's got to fight one of them, then probably get a title shot. But I'm picking Melvin Guillard to win. I think Joe Lauzon won't have the power to take him down. If he does take him down, he may submit him, but Guillard's really good at getting that, sprawl and brawl technique. But yeah, picking Melvin Guillard to win the fight. Next on the main card, this is one we've got a big mouth, Chael Sonnen, the mouth. I was calling him the mouth from now. That guy cracks me up. Versus Brian Stann. Chael Sonnen, 25-11-1 record, former WEC middleweight champion, 6'1". Sonnen, good cardio, great wrestling and takedowns. He's got a good decent chin as well because he's been hit a lot. Anderson Silva hit him a lot. He nearly beat Anderson Silva, nearly. But you got to get your submission game on, boy. He's got cardio and he's got very determined. He's one of those. I hate one of them fighters, but really determined. As his last fight was a loss against Anderson Silva. He hasn't fought in over a year. That's due to him being that testosterone thing and his court case and this and that, whatever else. His last 5 fights had 3 wins and 2 losses. His weak area, submissions. This guy's always getting submitted. And he's fighting Brian Stann. I'm not sure what they call Brian Stann. The American hero. One of those guys. Army guy. Brian Stann, 6'1". He's got 11-3 record. Brian Stann's got some heavy hands. Finishes most of his fights. Since he's moved down to middleweight, he's looked really good, I thought. I never really thought he was too good before. But that's, obviously he's been improved since he's been to Jackson's camp. His last fight was a win against George Santiago, and he made that look really easy. Actually, it was a TKO win. He made it look so easy. His last 5 fights, he's had 4 wins and 1 loss, so he's got a good record, going into this fight. This is a difficult fight to call because Chael Sonnen is a beast. It's really hard to call, but I want to say Chael Sonnen via, ground and pound or something like that. He's going to win, Chael Sonnen. I'm not sure if Brian Stann's going to be able to stop the takedowns or whatever. Sonnen's a determined guy. He will get that. He wants that title shot again. The UFC should have put him in Brazil versus Anderson or the next fight. If obviously if he wins this fight, Belfort gets better. He should fight Belfort in Brazil next year. That'd be so good. They can make him the villain, the bad guy. That would sell so many tickets because so many Brazilians want to see this guy get beat down. But it should be a good fight. But I'm picking Chael Sonnen to win the fight. By ground and pound, smash up Brian Stann. Brian Stann has a chance. He does have a good chance of knocking Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen's not been finished, so difficult guy to finish. The only way you're going to get him is submissions. There you go. Next fight on the card is part of the co-main event for the featherweight championship is Jose, not Jose. He's not Spanish. He's not Mexican. He's Brazilian. So Jose Aldo Scarface, straight bad man. 5'7", 19-1 record. This guy is the yeah, you get what I mean. His Muay Thai is bad. His submission game, although we haven't seen it, is supposed to be really good. Joe Rogan keeps saying his submission game is better than his Muay Thai. Probably. In his last fight, he had a bit of trouble cutting weight and getting down. His cardio wasn't too great. I think because he was ill. So he made it difficult. But even then, he fought like it was he fought all right, decent for the first 2 rounds, and he just held on basically. Well, he didn't hold on because he was still controlling the fight. He was still throwing stuff out, and Hominick was finding it really difficult to deal with. His last fight was a win against Mark Hominick via decision. His last 5 fights have all been 5 wins. Hominick's eye, hold on. The Hominick was supposed to have a baby that weekend or something like that. That baby was on the side of his head. Like this. Mama! Dada! Mama! That's how Hominick's eye was, or his head. Big thing on his head. But yeah, Jose? What am I saying? Jose Aldo is fighting Kenny Florian. Ken Flo, 5'10", 14-5 record. This guy basically has grown up in the UFC. Obviously, when he was on the Ultimate Fighter show, the very first series, he came as a middleweight. How the hell? Middleweight? 185 pounds. Now he's gone down to 145 pounds. What the hell? That seems... Oh, who posted something the other day? Cage Stoker blog on Twitter. Calling Kenny the Choker Florian. I think it was him anyway. Calling Kenny the Choke. He does choke when he gets the big fights. But Kenny Florian anyway has got decent root type, decent hands, very good submission game, good cardio, and he will wrestle as well, although I don't think wrestling is his strong point. His last fight was a win by decision versus Diego Nunes. His last 5 fights are 3 wins and 2 losses. The 2 losses have come against... who did they come against? BJ Penn. And who was the other person he lost to? It was another big fight anyway that he lost. He does finish fights as well. He finishes fights at 155. Yeah, I'm 145 now. Trying to finish this fight. But yeah, I'm picking... Why I keep saying Jose Aldo. I'm picking him to win the fight, to beat up Kenny Florian bad. I don't think Jose's had that much problem cutting weight this time. But yeah, Kenny Florian's getting a beating. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to get a beating. And I don't know, stay at this weight, man. Stop moving up and down weight. You can't go any further down. Don't go 135 pound. No, man, you look like a rake if you do that. Stay at 145, 155. I thought he was doing all right at 155, to be honest. But yeah, Jose Aldo is going to mash up Kenny Florian. Bad. Yeah, so that's my pick. And then we're on to the main event. Frankie Edgar versus Gray Maynard. This fight is one of those difficult fights to predict. Frankie Edgar, the current lightweight champ, 5'6", got a 13-1-1 record. Wicked wrestling, wicked takedowns, got very good hands, very good boxing, very quick. He's beat BJ Penn twice. Who else has done that? BJ Penn's one of my favourite fighters. Frankie Edgar's beat him twice. You've got to respect that. You have to stand up and look at that. He has submission game as well. His submission game is good. He has a decent guillotine. He nearly caught Gray Maynard in that move. I think it was the end of the first or the second round in the first fight. In his last 5 fights, his last fight was a draw against Gray Maynard. His last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 draw. Interesting fact, he's only finished 2 fights in the UFC. But he's fighting Gray Maynard, who's 5'10", who's undefeated. He's got a 10-0-1 record. Again, he's got excellent wrestling, decent boxing. I don't think his boxing is as good as Frankie Edgar's, but his takedown, he's nicknamed the bully. He does bully the takedown, and he's a real stubborn guy to take down as well. Got good cardio, and he has beat Edgar previously. Last fight was a draw against Edgar. His last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 draw. Another interesting fact, he's only finished 1 fight in the UFC. So, the second fight between these 2 guys was a war, really good war at that as well. Really difficult. Gray Maynard had the better of Edgar in the first round, nearly knocked him out. And then Edgar just come back like Rocky or something later in the round and just started picking Maynard up and dashing him down, It was a really good fight. But for this fight, I think Gray Maynard's what am I doing? I forgot my odds, courtesy of John Petit at MMA Recap and UFCBetting.com. I forgot my odds. But I've seen the odds anyway, and I think Gray Maynard's the favourite. But I'm not betting that way. I'm picking Frankie Edgar to retain his title. I think he would have worked out the kinks and all the, what he did wrong in the first fight. Gray Maynard would have done the same, but I think Frankie Edgar's going to do better. But yeah, I'm picking Frankie Edgar to win. Not sure how. Frankie Edgar's going to win though. There's some other good fights on the card as well. Who's fighting? Jeremy Stevens and Anthony Pettis, I think, are fighting. Steve Cantwell and Mike Mazzino. There's some really good fights on the card further down. Anyway, on Facebook and whatever else, Facebook and Spike. Well, they would get Spike over here. They probably might be on the preliminary card on ESPN. But yeah, check out tweetmma.co.uk. Go and check that site. It's a really good site. Go and follow them on Twitter at tweetmma. Go and check out Lapel Choke if you're into your grappling. So that's BJJ, no-gi submissions, anything grappling related. Go to lapelchoke.com. Go and check them out. And what else? I train. I haven't been training for about a month or so, but check them out. LeicesterMMA.co.uk. A very good gym. We had today, I think, and I didn't go. Dean Lister was at our gym. ADC 2011 champ was at our gym today. We've got Kenny Johnson coming down again. I think a few others as well. Kenny Johnson will be down for the week, I think. But yeah, LeicesterMMA.co.uk. Check us out there. Follow me on Twitter with the same username, chokewho. Come back to the channel, subscribe. Tell your friends about me, subscribe. Leave some comments, thumbs up, thumbs down. Respond to the video. Check me out on Twitter, Google Plus, and I'm on Tumblr as well, but I've got to stop working that bit out. But anyway, those are my picks, those are my predictions. Probably I might not actually watch this card because I might be out. But I'll catch it anyway. But anyway, peace.